Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Leadership Lens. And today we'll be going to the University of Nairobi's School of Law. Now, the School of Law of this university is not only known for producing some of the best brains in the legal scenes, but also for our political arena. And so today we'll be hosting one of the most political of the minds that we have at the School of Law currently, who's also served as the governor of that faculty for the last 1 year. And so I'll allow her to introduce herself, then we can dive into this conversation. Karibu.
Thank you. My name is Esther Odipo, the first female president faculty of Law, University of Nairobi. I'm also a student of Law and Political Science. Yes.
What inspired you to take up law and political science?
What inspired me to take up Law and Political Science is the love that I have for politics, and we can trace it back to when I was a child. And we say that my dad introduced me to politics, and this is something that I found interest, and I call it my ikigai, the purpose, the happiness that I find in politics.
Congratulations for finishing your term or tenure as the first female governor of the Faculty of Law. How was that journey for you?
It was a bittersweet journey, if I'm to be honest, because those days we were on our highs and those days when we were on our lows. But all in all, it has been an amazing journey. We have learned a lot.
Even as we talk about the reality of the fact that you were the first female governor of that faculty, you were also the only lady on the Congress for that year. Did that come with any unique challenges or privileges?
I did not face any challenge. Privileges, I was the only lady, therefore I was the voice of reason. When any decisions had to be deliberated upon, I had to be at the center of it all. Challenges, maybe we can draw it from the faculty level. There are a few challenges now that we had to deal with the other gender who felt we cannot be controlled by a lady.
It's so unfortunate that in this day and era we still have people who feel they cannot be led by a different gender simply on the basis of gender. But again, it is beautiful that the University of Nairobi has proven time and time again that indeed ladies can lead. And even the whole university, which is a beautiful story. But while we are talking about the faculty and its challenges, are there unique challenges that occur for the faculty of law, and how have you been able to navigate that through this 1 year?
At the faculty level, I can say that we have not been faced with new challenges. Now that I've been in the faculty for 4 years and I have observed the trend. So by the time I was coming into power, I had already noticed that we had an issue of missing marks. What are my plans on solving this particular issue? How am I going to counter this? About accommodation, the hostels, the conditions of the hostels. What was my plan with the students? Social welfare, all this academic, the social welfare, I had to look into it. And it is nothing new because as we speak right now, we have managed to solve that issue of missing marks. Currently, we had Dr. Naomi Njuguna who came into place, and we have resolved that issue of missing marks. 80% of our students have received their marks and we are at a better place. The issue of accommodation, we have tried to resolve. The issue of accommodation, the students' welfare. Currently at the faculty, we managed to renovate the faculties. We installed new washrooms. They are all working at the moment, and we have managed to repaint the faculty, something that I was really craving for because I used to stroll to school and I was seeing the condition of the faculty and I was really distressed. And that's one thing that I promised myself, if I got it, I would change that about Parklands, and we have done it.
Now that we are speaking about the main challenges being solved largely, as you put it, what do you think are the new challenges that the new leadership should now focus on?
For the incoming leaders, I'd encourage them to explore new avenues, such as bringing up exchange programs, something that has never occurred in Parklands. and it will open up so many doors for them, so many opportunities to explore from East Africa, our region, all the way to international level, because it is something that as a faculty we were hoping to achieve it during our tenure, but we did not attain it. You can also look at renovating the lecture theatre. That is something that we were trying to achieve, but it was not possible. However, I do not believe in confining or attaining everything for my own sake. So they should actually go out as a team and ensure that even if they do not achieve anything else, let them achieve that. Yes.
Are there any projects that you began that you feel should be continued with by the incoming leadership?
Yes, so I had two major projects that I was hoping to complete by end of April. First was the exchange programs. We already started creating those links with the East African leaders. Currently, we had Makerere on board to just start off, and we had the university in Rwanda. We were also planning to build a basketball court for Parklanders, owing to the fact that we were trying to solve the mental health issue and also to reduce the level of quote-unquote drunkards in law school. So this is something that we really wanted to address, owing to the fact that we are leaders and we not only look after our own self, but also the welfare of our students.
When you speak about having spoken to leaders of East Africa,
Yes.
that's rather wide. It could
Yeah.
be Museveni and the likes, but who are
Yes.
we referring to as the leaders?
Oh yes, so last year I was accorded a chance to join the East African Law Society, and in this we worked with the top tier law firms, the likes of Bowman's, Triple Oak, they're all there. So meaning we met all the East African top law firms, and in this we got a chance to interact with the students coming from these various regions in East Africa. And when I mention leaders, I talk about the student leaders at the university and also these top law firms that are in operation in East Africa.
Is there anything you would say you wish you knew before you started this tenure, and you could give that as a tip to the incoming government?
What I wish I knew was that happiness is in the doing and not the results. In that, if I found happiness in in serving the students, in giving out, rather than waiting to see, are the students happy? Have I attained the goal? Have I made them smile? Are people now talking about me in a positive way? That would have made a great difference. If I understood that in doing what you love most, you'd find happiness, and in the end, you'll achieve your goal seamlessly. That will have made a greater difference in Parklands.
Is there a time that you would define as your lowest moment during this tenure? And what would it be?
Yes, we had the low moments. One of them was I really wanted to host a cultural week event that would cost over $1 million. And when I got my sponsors on board, the school was not ready. When I got the school on board, the sponsors were not ready. So that was one of the things that really made me struggle to understand why. And in leadership, I've learned that not every door you knock will be opened. Not every opportunity that you get, you'll be ready. You just have to show up.
You have just concluded your tenure, and now you are walking out.
Yeah.
Probably tell us a bit about how that transition is going on for you in these few days.
Now being referred to as a common man, I actually got a call from my friend and he told me, Esther, wewe ni common man sasa. And it really kept me thinking, now that I'm moving from being a leader, being in the limelight, to now living a private life. And I had this conversation with my friend, my political mentor, before I left office. And one of the advices I picked up from him was that exit, when it is your turn to exit, let those who have been elected come into office. This will actually make me focus on other things that I need to do for myself as Esther, such as venturing into other leadership spaces to build myself and also build my portfolio and create connections. So currently I'm planning on joining the Law Students Association of Kenya leadership. There I was appointed as the vice president. So I'm looking into joining other ventures of leadership, but definitely I'll stick into leadership.
As we draw near to the end, kindly give a parting shot, especially to the people who gave you an opportunity to lead them.
For the Parklanders, I'd like to thank you so much for believing in me and according me a chance to serve you for 1 year. It was the test of time. I was actually vying against 6 men, but you chose me of all, so I'm really indebted for that. Second of all, I'd like to thank God for walking us through this journey. It has not been an easy one, but I'm definitely not living the same person, and so for that, I'm grateful. For the to the Parklands administration, I'm really grateful for all those people who worked behind the scenes to ensure that my tenure was a success. From the IT get to the security, all these people to the exam office, they made it a success. And for that, I'm forever indebted. To my supporters, to my opposers, you have made it worth it. You kept me on my toes, ever checking whether I'm delivering diligently. I'm grateful for that. And for the incoming leaders, I'd quote Niccolo Machiavelli. He said that never was anything achieved without taking that risk, that danger. And for you, take that danger, take that risk. You will step on a few toes, you'll rub shoulders, but it is for the good of the students. So do that, take it up. And finally, if you do not find a path, create it, because no other leader will create it if you do not create that path. Yes.
Wow, well said. Very well said.
Yeah.
Now, as we draw near to the end, you probably know the drill by now.
I do.
You drop us a fun fact about yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we'll continue from there.
I love playing basketball. I was actually the best athlete in my year. That was 2015, back in primary. And I also love playing chess.
Other than being a leader and a politician and an athlete, what else do you do well that you could demonstrate for us too?
I'm an artist. I draw.
Lovely. So
Yes.
did you carry a piece of art?
Probably I can send in my pictures to just display them.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Leadership Lens. I believe that whatever Our Lady of Many Hearts has shared has been of use to you in your leadership journey, probably, and even in criticizing and analyzing more leadership tenures that are yet to come. To the leaders, the new leadership of the Parklands campus, we wish you all the best, that you'll be able to fit into the shoes that have been left. I leave you with the same quote that she has given, that if you do not find a path, then go ahead and create your own. Until next time, I have been your host, Emma Jabed.